I would say my Ezbob moment is the UEFA Cup final. I think captaining the team, scoring the equaliser, scoring the first penalty, nothing will ever beat that for me. You know, it was something that people dream of, and like 4 years before that I was playing in the conference in the FA Trophy semi-final, and then I'm walking out at White Hart Lane captaining the Stars of Tottenham and winning the UEFA Cup and picking that trophy up at the end. It was very heavy, but it was the best day of my life, and I would treasure that for the rest of my life.
Well, my Ezbob moment is easy, if you like, because it's 1989. We led the league for a long period. Should have won the league possibly 2 or 3 games before the end of the season. We drew with Wimbledon, we lost to Derby, and then it come down to the final week, and we were waiting to see how Liverpool got on against West Ham in the week. They won by, I think it was 5 goals. So not only did we then have to go to Anfield, but we had to go and win by 2 clear goals against a fantastic team, a very strong team. And not many people gave us really the belief. Well, we had the belief, but many other people thought that we couldn't do it. And I still remember as the game was going by, George Graham was very calm. He was quite happy. He just didn't want us to concede a goal because he thought that if we scored at any period, then Liverpool would panic, and that's exactly what happened. We scored straight after a half time. We had another chance, or Mickey had a chance with 15-20 minutes to go, didn't take it, and then that chance in the last minute came, and as he bursts through onto the edge of the box and Bruce Grobbler comes out, he flicks it over the top of him into the net, and you can hear, just when you look back at that game, you can hear the commentators saying about how fitting it was for Liverpool to go on to win the title, and very quickly we'd destroyed all those dreams. So that was my first league title, my first trophy at Arsenal. So for Ezbob moments, it's number 1.
Well, my Ezbob moment is going back to the year 2000, playing for Leicester in the League Cup. I don't know what it was called. It was sponsored by someone or other, but the League Cup final. And I'd been there the year before with Leicester. We'd lost to Tottenham 1-0, and I cried my eyes out at Wembley. And a year later, I came back, played for Leicester against Tranmere. We won 2-1. Matt Elliott scored both goals. And I got to walk those 39 steps and get to where the trophy was and hold that trophy up. And it was my one and only trophy. I've been trying for 17 years to win a trophy. Hadn't done it at West Ham, hadn't done it at Everton, went back to West Ham, hadn't done it, and then I went to Leicester at the end of my career, and I achieved everything that I wanted to achieve, and it was a special moment for me. I think it was reward for my hard work. You know, I'd put so much hard work in to try and win tournaments and trophies. I'd had personal success along the way, but just never had the team success, and it was a great feeling to win that cup, you know, get that winner's medal and say, at last, I'm a winner at Wembley. So that was my Ezbob moment, you know, a long time ago, but happy memories.
My Ezbob moment would be potentially winning the semi-final against Arsenal, which is in 1991, was the first semi-final at Wembley. We were the underdogs, there was so much riding on it. It was, I'll always remember that, just not just for winning the game, but for the joy it gave all our long-suffering fans, really. And I remember us all sort of waking up we had a pre-match meal, something like 8 o'clock in the morning, and everyone was up at 6. It was, no one could sleep, so it was just a wild day, and thankfully it turned out right for us, because on the day we played quite well, and Mr. Seaman had not one of his better days, because he was usually spot on all the time. So I think the fate was with us that day, and you know, I don't think you'd ever I don't think you'll ever see anyone score a free kick like that again, or shouldn't do. You know what I mean? You shouldn't score from that far out, but I don't know. Yeah, great day for a Spurs fan.
My Ezbob moment, if I can be a little bit greedy, the first one was in 1987, playing for Arsenal against Liverpool in the Littlewoods Cup final. We hadn't won a trophy for 8 years as a club. I started that season at Cottee United, playing in the 4th division, watching Kenny Sansom, our captain at the time, watching the World Cup in 1986. Didn't dream that I'd end up the end of that season playing the same team as as Kenny Sansom in a massive cup final, which the League Cup was then. There was only 3 competitions that clubs could win because we were banned, the whole country was banned from Europe. So playing in front of 92,000 at Wembley against Liverpool, who were a dominant team at the time, going 1-0 down against to an Ian Rush goal. And at that time, Liverpool never ever had lost a game when Ian Rush had scored. And then Charlie Nicholas equalised. I came on alongside Kenny Dalglish. We both came on at the same time. He came on for Liverpool, I come on for Arsenal. Obviously, the iconic, fantastic player that Kenny Dalglish was, and a nobody from Colchester, thinking it was this gingerhead nobody sort of coming on. And then having a hand in the winning goal, Kenny Sansom clearing the ball up the left touch line, me managing to get onto the end of it. Gary Gillespie comes sliding in. I managed to put it under his legs and jump over top of him, then cut diagonally in towards goal from left-hand side. Was thinking about shooting, but it was on my left side and my left foot wasn't my strongest. And then saw Charlie Nicholas out the corner of my eye and rolled him the ball, and he got his side foot shot away. Took a deflection, wrong-footed Bruce Grobbler, and just nestled like nicely in the corner. And it seemed, in big sporting moments, it seems to be happening in slow motion. In real time, it was probably 2 seconds, but it seemed like it was about 2 minutes. The ball spinning and agonising, rolling to go, and then us going 2-up, celebrations, and then the longest sort of 8 to 10 minutes of your career waiting for the whistle to blow, and then winning a major trophy for my boyhood club, the first one for 8 years. Having a part in that game, and then going up the steps at Wembley to pick your winners. It was a little mini trophy, Littlewood's Cup then, and then just afterwards doing about 8 laps of honour, because when you've won at Wembley you don't want to go off. So that was one of them, and my other one, again, lucky enough to be on the pitch for my boyhood club. We went to Anfield, May the 26th, 1989. Arsenal hadn't won the First Division title, now obviously the Premier League, for 18 years. We had to go to Anfield and win by 2 clear goals. And in the year that I played in, you didn't get 2 throw-ins at Anfield. No one beaten by 2 clear goals, so no one gave us a chance. Liverpool going for the double. They'd already won the FA Cup. It was the last game of the season because of the Hillsborough tragedy. So it was a huge game live on ITV. And Michael Thomas scoring the winning goal in the 94th minute. Alan Smith put us 1-0 up. Again, lucky enough to be on the pitch. And again, that goal seemed like it was in slow motion. I can remember Kevin Richardson winning the ball deep in on our corner flag, basically, giving it to John Lukic. John Lukic thrown out to Lee Dixon into Alan Smith. Alan Smith, I made a run across the back 4 to left-hand side, so all the Liverpool back 4 knew where the trouble was, so they all followed me because they knew that I was a danger. I created a massive gap for Michael Thomas. It was a little ricochet. Tomo ran through that gap, and again, I can remember it was like an out-of-body experience. Although I'm on the pitch, I'm watching my team go through Michael Thomas into the penalty box, and just in my head thinking, shoot, Tomo, shoot, you've got to shoot. 2 Liverpool defenders coming and closing either side of him, looking like they're going to tackle him, and he waited and waited and waited. And again, that seemed, in real time, it was probably 7-8 seconds. It seemed like about 4 or 5 minutes, and it seemed like it was in slow motion. And he waited and waited until Bruce Grobbler committed himself, and he flicked the ball over him, goes in the net. We 2-0 up. I rung the wrong way. My media training wasn't great because all the players run to the left-hand side of the goal. I ran to the Arsenal fans at the right-hand side in the corner, so I didn't get any photos, which was a bit of a mistake on my part. And then, again, probably a minute, 2 minutes to go, and being on the pitch when you've won the club's first title in 18 years, and being part of it, that makes you a part of that club's history and part of that club's fabric. And that one game is why the Premier League is such a global spectacle around the world now, because TV executives looked at that, saw the viewing figures and thought, wow, we've got something, because it was unscripted drama. You know, there's a saying that you couldn't have written it, but if you wanted to script it like that, that's how you would have written it. I've got 2 Ezbob moments, which is a little bit greedy, but I think I'm allowed.